So anyway, we have a discussion topic we want to do today about cringe stories. I know we've done kind of something similar, but because they're always so much fun, we can never forget AB's Donkey Kong story that we have to keep sharing. So let's do it. Who wants to go first with cringe story?
Why don't you lead us off?
This one is really okay. So this story that I'm about to share, I have never shared with anybody. It's one of those memories where you'll just stop and remember it somewhere where you are and just cringe hard and be like, why am I me? I wish I could be someone else right now. And the thing is, I don't know if the story's going to resonate with you guys at home as hard as it hit me. But just know, as I'm telling this, if it misses, that this is one of the most painful memories, hurtful memories I have.
Wow, okay. Exciting.
So, let's say in high school, I wasn't like a cool kid, but you guys, it may surprise you to know, but I was very fit in high school. I played water polo.
It doesn't surprise me because you bring it up a lot.
Right. Right. I like to relive those moments. I need to set the stage here, Dan.
Okay.
Thank you. Did I mention I'm vegan today? So, there was a moment in high school where I was very desirable. Okay? There's this one girl at school. She was straight up like the hottest girl at school that all the dudes wanted. You know, there's like one or two or three girls who's like, she's the hottest girl at school.
The gnarlier, the better.
Thank you. And funnily enough, she has the same exact last name as me with like some variation. So we were always next to each other in the yearbook. So anyway, we're sitting next to each other at graduation. And we really hit it off. We were joking and flirting, and I felt like, you know, we really made a connection, and we exchanged contact information, and we started hanging out and chatting and calling, and it was like, wow, like, you know, this girl's really cool and smart, and like I actually, you know, there was like a little romance forming.
Let the conversation begin.
And I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like, I'm actually forming some kind of romance with this girl. So one thing led to another. I took her out on a date. I did like a super try-hard date too. Like, I took her to the beach. I found out like her favorite cake and got that and stuff. And like, I was like super try-hard mode.
Bought her a cake?
I found it. She's like obsessed with this one dessert. So I got like a slice of it.
Okay,
I didn't bring a whole fucking cake.
No, that's what
that sounds like something I would do today, not back then. Yeah, she liked tiramisu, I found out, so I went to like a nice Italian restaurant and got a slice of tiramisu for us to share at the beach.
Not a bad move.
Thank you. I was trying, like I said, I was trying really hard. And you know, we had good dates, we went to the movies. Anyway, so things are progressing. And then I was just trying so hard, right? So, yada, yada, yada. We come back to my house one day. I live with my parents, by the way, so that's already awkward enough because this was like pre-college. So we go up to my room. Things are going one way. We start making out. I was like, okay. And, dude, I don't know why, but I felt like I was doing everything right, and I wanted to like just blow her mind at what a good kisser I was. And I don't know why. I've never done this since, and I've never did it before. Started like licking her like lips a lot when we were making out. and then I was trying to be like really sensual or something. Okay.
Like the outside of her lips?
Yeah.
Like with her mouth closed. And
no, we were making out, but I was doing like, it's hard to say. It's too painful. Yeah, I was licking her lips a lot.
Okay.
And so she stops me and she says, "Oh, so are you like the licking guy? Like that's your move?" And I was so embarrassed.
Brutal.
I was so fucking embarrassed. I didn't even say anything to defend myself. I was like, "Oh my God, what have I done?" And I feel like there was a way for me to recover, but I just was so embarrassed I couldn't. I just like,
So you were at your house. Did she just leave after
no,
that?
so anyway, I was super embarrassed. We kept hanging out a little bit longer. Then the night ended. She went home, and we never talked again.
That was it.
Yeah. We never talked again. That was the end of my romantic connection with her.
That's brutal.
And I felt so bad because
Maybe the tiramisu wasn't good. Maybe it had nothing to do with the lip licking.
It was the licking.
Maybe you wanted to lick the tiramisu off her lips, you know? Get around the mouth.
So wait, what? I'm sorry. She said, "Are you the licking guy or a licking guy?"
She said like, "Oh, so you're the licking guy."
So did you have a reputation for licking?
No, I think she was just trying to make a joke.
Okay.
I think she was trying to acknowledge that like she hated it.
Right.
okay.
And maybe trying to make a joke out of it and trying to get me to stop.
Yes.
One of the things they do is called anal leaking.
And I was just so gutted because I had done everything right. I really liked her. I was trying so hard. And everything had culminated this moment where it was like, wow, we have this romantic moment. We're making out. And I don't know why I did this. And I just wanted to die. I just wanted to die. And she went home and we never fucking talked again. And I haven't talked to her since.
Anal leaking.
Brutal. That's a good one. Damn, dude.
I think back on that moment still to this day and wince.
Yeah.
Wow.
We appreciate your courage. I'm sure that wasn't easy to share.
The licking guy. I mean, that still resonates in my head today. Just shut down while having that first special moment together. I was such a bad kisser that we never talked again. And everything else was right.
What grade were you in?
That was after graduation, before college.
Okay.
So I was like pretty well, I was probably like 18, 19 maybe. I was like a grown up. I mean, quote unquote.
Sure.
It's always an interesting summer after.
Yeah, shit goes down that summer, boy.
Oh, yeah.
Damn, it's so embarrassing. And my friends were always like, what happened? Like, you guys were really hitting it off. Because it was kind of like a thing, because she was like the popular girl.
Yeah.
They're like, what happened? You guys were really hitting it off. I was like, I don't want to talk about it, dude. I just avoided it. I can never tell it.
Is this the first time you've told anybody
Yeah,
about it?
yeah.
Oh, my God.
First time I've ever uttered those words out into the world.
Wow. Brutal.
That is wild.
And I don't know if she wanted me to follow up on her. I got the feeling she didn't, and I was so embarrassed anyway that
Right.
I felt like I had to exit the whole situation.
Yeah.
You should have just turned it on her. Just been like, man, your lips are really dry. I was just trying to
Help you out.
help you out there.
All the air was sucked out of my sail. Like, I've never been so speechless and embarrassed. and it's not her fault. It's totally my fault. And like, I could have saved the moment if I would have said something, but I didn't even acknowledge it. I just stopped.
You were putting her on a pedestal.
Yeah, I don't know.
Something sort of similar happened to me once. I don't even know the mechanics of how it happened, but same thing. It was like the most popular girl in school. This is like around the time we got to college. And we were kissing or something, and I can't even like figure it out in my head how it happened. But somehow I had my arms around her, and I thought I was kissing her, and I accidentally kissed my own fucking arm.
Did she notice?
Yeah, she would not fucking stop laughing.
Wait, but she was laughing at you, so that's not that bad.
It wasn't that bad. It was so fucking. It was such a sensual kiss on my own
Wait,
arm.
oh, it's like a sensual kiss?
Yes, it was so.
You were so in the moment you didn't realize.
Wait. Okay, so hold on. You had your arm around her, and you guys were making out.
I'm trying.
Was it dark? Like, how did you make that mistake?
Either it was dark or my eyes were closed.
And you missed her head and then made out with your arm, like you didn't know the difference between your lips and your arm. Wow. And then, so how did she react to that?
She said, "Did you just kiss your arm?"
That's good.
That's a good one.
And I go, "No." Yeah, I go, "No."
No,
yeah,
you
I
did
yeah,
not.
I did. I'm like, I didn't know what to do. I was like, "Yeah, I thought it was you," and she just died laughing.
Oh my God.
But that seems like salvageable if she's laughing. Like my moment was like dead silence.
End of relationship right there.
Yeah,
in that moment.
mine was dead silence. I don't know if she was joking or what, but like there was just dead silence.
I don't know. There was music in the background. It was just fucking.
So what happened? Did did that kill the relationship or no?
I think so. I think something else came up. Like my roommate came home or something, and so because I remember telling her like, "Don't tell him about the arm."
She for sure told people.
Don't
about
tell
that.
him about the arm. Like
Yeah.
you really didn't want people to know about it. I think it's funny.
I don't think I've
know.
even told Lena that story. That was so
I'll
fucking
just give you a
embarrassing.
big fat kiss.
That's like out of a movie, man. That's pretty
Yeah, that's
amazing.
brutal.
If that was in a movie, I wouldn't believe it. I'd be like, he kissed his arm instead of the girl. Oh, I have another good one I'll share since we're on the topic of awkward hookups. College, first year. I was really vibing with this girl. Went back to the dorm to like just hang out and watch stuff. I had a roommate. We shared a room on opposite sides, but he had the TV. So we just said, we're going to just sit on his bed and watch TV. But he's not there. So we start like, we're not like doing it, but we're like making out. It's like one thing leads to another. And we start making out, and we don't think like, oh, let's move to the other bed. Like I know he wouldn't mind us sitting on his bed and watching TV, but the lights are off and we start making out and touchy-feely and stuff. And then I thought he was like gone. And then he busts open the door and he's got a big 12-pack of like orange sodas or something, and he's all excited. He goes, "Yo, Ethan, I've got sodas." And then he sees us in his bed, and then without saying anything, just walked out and closed the door. So that was pretty bad too.
That's a homie right there, though.
Yeah, that's a real one.
Yeah. No, he was.
I'd have been like, "Get the fuck out of my room."
No, he was a homie. He was a homie. But I think he just didn't know what to do. He was just shocked to see. And like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, dude. Oh. And I don't even, here's the thing. I don't even know if she knew that that was his bed.
You were like, "Damn, I got this bomb ass flat screen in my room." Trying to play it off like it was yours.
That's funny. Everything we had in college was super ghetto. It was like an ancient fucking box.
CRT, baby.
Yeah, that just reminded me of that. That was a good one. We joked about that all high school.
Oh my
I've
God!
got
Stop playing the
sodas.
Yoko.
Yes.
I don't need to hear that
Yeah,
anymore.
I kind of
Jesus.
agree. She's the worst. We joked about that all throughout college. I've got sodas.
That's a good one. That's a good one too.
All right. So I got that off my chest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have a cringe story. It's not making out related, so it's a little bit of a departure. But this was in high school as well. I believe it was the summer between my freshman year and my sophomore year. So after the first year of high school, I had flunked biology, and so I needed to retake it.
You were a bad student? That surprised me.
Big time.
Really?
Yeah. I just never, ever did homework or paid attention, or I was very rebellious kid.
Was there friction with your parents about that?
Not as much as there probably should have been.
Interesting.
They weren't very strict. I mean, not to say that as this story relates to that. So, I flunked biology in 9th grade mostly for a lack of caring and trying. And so I needed to retake it in summer school. I had never taken summer school before. I don't think they did it in middle school. So this was like the first time for me in summer school.
The Marvel Universe.
and
This
so
is the first time
For me in the Marvel Universe.
So I show up on the first day. And the way it worked is like you go into class and they register. I think because a lot of people, they sign up for summer school, but then they don't show up. So you're officially registered after you like sign in that first day. And so I'm in there for like the first period of it. I believe the summer school class was like, they're long. They were like 4 hours long or something.
Wow.
So I stayed for like the first 2 hours of it. And then it went on like lunch break or whatever. And I walked directly over to the music department because I was involved in band and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, I'm not taking biology. I'm just gonna take this music class instead.
Doesn't work that way, right?
Well, no, of course not. I mean, I would get credit for the music class, but I obviously would not get credit for biology.
Which is why you were there.
I made an executive decision that I was not going to be spending my summer learning biology.
Fair enough.
But I had to go to summer school, so for the entirety of the summer, my parents thought I was leaving every day to go take biology, and I would just go to school and go to the band room.
Wow,
and
that's pretty ballsy, dude.
play music. And so I had this teacher that was our music teacher. He was really cool, typical like cool guy band teacher, you know what I mean? Very relaxed with the rules and everything. And so I think he was vaguely aware of the fact that I wasn't supposed to be taking his class.
Really?
I think he was like kind of vaguely aware of it, but probably didn't like fully understand what was going on there. So he just let me stick around. I spent the whole summer doing it. And I don't remember how the fuck I convinced him of this, but at the end of the summer, they give you a report card, right? And my parents wanted to see it to make sure that I had passed. And I was like, okay, well, this is where I'm fucked because I don't have a report card from a biology class. And somehow I convinced him to give me my report card with my grade for band, which was an A, because I did a great job, with the, thank you. But he gave it to me with the subject, the class, blank. I somehow convinced him to do that. And so I just wrote biology on that line.
Wow.
And gave it to my parents.
Yeah.
All good, right? I pulled it off. I successfully spent the summer not taking biology, and my parents are none the wiser. Flash forward to about 6 months later or something. Again, like I said, I wasn't a great student. I was having, especially at that time, there was a lot of other factors going on that I won't go into, but I was just struggling in school. And I had a meeting with the counselor and both of my parents. And so we go into the office, and they're going over, like, kind of my status and what classes I still need to pass and everything. And she's like, yeah, and he still needs to retake biology. And my parents are like, no, he took biology last summer. Right, Dan? And God, I just froze. I had no idea where to go from there. I knew I was completely fucking cornered. It's just, and our school was built in the fucking 40s or something. So tiny room, like just in this tiny room, like nowhere to even avert your eyes.
Probably
like,
jail cell it.
Yes, just in this tiny ass room with my mom and my dad on the left and right, and my counselor directly across from me. And they're like, yeah, you took biology last summer, right? And I literally, I couldn't even speak. I was just like, I don't know.
At that age, that is the worst possible scenario.
Yeah.
That is,
That's painful.
It is one of the most painful memories of my life. Obviously, like I said, my parents were very lenient with school, but that was one of the times that I got fucking ripped into, grounded for a good while after that. And,
well, play out the scenario. Like, what happened? How did it come out?
Well, that's where it came out. I guess I had to cop to it in that meeting.
So you said no, I didn't take it.
Yeah. I confessed. I fully confessed
In front of the guidance counselor.
I don't think I did in front of the guidance counselor. I waited until I got home and kind of explained exactly what had happened that summer. But yeah, I mean, I was riding so high, man. I thought I got away with it scot-free. I was like, when I convinced my teacher to leave the subject line off there, I was like, I'm a fucking genius. Like, I did this.
you flew too high, man.
you flew
way too fucking high.
Yeah.
And that was sort of as cringe as that was, it was a bit of a turning point. I think at that point was when I realized I needed to start actually taking school a little bit seriously if I didn't want to not graduate high school, and that was The only thing more cringe than that situation was the thought of flunking out of high school. So I
Yeah.
was like, all right, I gotta like put in like 15% effort here to at least get C's or whatever.
I would say it could be worse. I mean, you could have just skipped school altogether, right?
Yeah, I mean, I actually came close to dropping out. I was sort of considering, what do you call it, the GED or whatever, just dropping out and doing that. I don't know. I don't know if it was a maturity thing or what. And like I said, I mean, there was a lot going on in my life in my teenage years that was contributing to this, but I was terrible in school. Like, I just never, I just didn't do homework. Period. I just didn't do it.
Two people in my family are teachers, my brother-in-law and my brother, and they changed the rules now where you just can't flunk. They don't flunk people.
Oh, wow, really?
Because their whole philosophy is dropping out of high school.
Oh, you were talking about this on Families the other day. That's right.
Oh, did we touch on it?
You touched on it a little
But
bit. I think,
they
yeah.
say dropping out of high school is not good for anybody. Right? We did talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
You can't even flunk out of high school now, which is interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how. I mean, as somebody that would have benefited greatly from that, I still don't know how I feel about that. Because I think the pressure and the fear of being the guy that flunked out of high school, it did help me get motivated. Basically, my 9th and 10th grade year I was a terrible student. I made up for it in my junior and senior year.
I think the people generally who flunk out of high school are people from really bad families, really bad financial
I didn't have that
situations, really bad from
excuse.
social. But you pulled it together and got through. Whereas someone like that, they just don't see the point.
Sure.
And so,
Yep.
I get it in certain situations, but yeah. Very interesting stuff there, Dan. You got busted.
I
Busted
got
big time.
Major fucking busted. I really haven't thought about that in a decade or two as well. Because
Took band.
took band. Got an A, though. Like I said. Got an A in that
Crushed
class.
it, bro.
Crushed band
What'd you
class.
play?
I played the trombone at the time. I played all the brass. And,
Fucking nerd.
hey, I wasn't a fucking clarinet player, all right?
I'm just kidding. The band kids are. The band kids are cool.
Oh, I was a
man.
major band kid. I was in marching band, all that. I was the drum major in my senior year. That's right.
You were the drum major?
Yeah, there was a few. So maybe not the drum major. I was a drum major, let's say. But yes.
Did you like the movie Drumline with Nick Cannon?
That movie came out when I was in high school and when I was in marching band and everything.
fuck, yeah, you were.
No, not so much. The thing was, I don't know if it's like this for everybody, but the drum line in marching band at our school, and from what I've heard, always kind of has a they're the meatheads. They're the meatheads of the band. And so,
Meatheads?
yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
And so no, I mean I wasn't really that big a fan of Drumline.
Oh, okay.
Were you? You like that movie?
No.
I never watched
Mine-
it. I didn't.
When I was
It's
a kid,
decent.
Love Don't Cost a Thing with Nick Cannon. That's a story for another time.
All right, let's move it on. Ian, you got one for us?
Yeah, I got one. I don't know if I've told this on the show. I don't think I have. And I asked the guys, they don't remember. Stop me if I have. But this is like one of the most embarrassing things that I've ever done in my entire life.
Great, love that.
That still has implications on me to this day.
Does it have to do with this show?
No.
Okay,
No, this
thank
was
God.
before.
Okay, got me worried.
So, right after I graduated high school, I kind of wanted to try stand-up. So that was my thing.
Oh,
I don't know. I think I've told you this story in private.
yes. We've never told this story on air?
I don't think so.
Well, there's another story. This isn't the writing story.
Oh,
is
I
it?
was thinking of the writing story. You want to tell the writing story? Because that one's pretty good, too.
No,
Just
this one's worse.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
I love it.
So, because he's told the writing story on the show, but I
Okay.
don't think he's told this one. He's about to
Okay.
This one, got reminded of it because of all the Twitch stuff and being called Reaction Andes and all that stuff. So I went to try stand-up, and I was very new. And I was very insecure and nervous about it because I was so new. I'd done it like 2 times at this point. And I got this weird idea in my head that when they asked for my name, I thought, I'm going to put a different name That's not my name. And then when I bomb and I'm really painfully unfunny, it's like that guy bombed, not me.
Your name is clean.
Yeah. It was like a hard reset in my mind. It was just like a little mental trick.
So you were genuinely going up under a pseudonym just to get some practice under the belt.
Yeah, essentially. Just to
Okay.
kind of get over my nerves a little bit.
Okay.
So I used the name Andy. Mm-hmm. Just Andy Slater, just like my normal, because my middle name. So I did this and I put my name in and they called me and it went okay. It was whatever. But then afterwards, I started talking to another guy there who was also doing stand-up. And he goes, "Hey, Andy, right?" And I'm in my head, I'm like, well, it's okay, sure. I didn't want to explain it because I figured this was just a little chit chat. And so I was like, yeah, good to meet you. And then we started talking and talking and talking. And then at the end of it, he asked me for my phone number if we wanted to do stand up again or hang out. And he types into his phone, Andy, and asked for my number. So at this point, I'm like, I'm in too deep.
Yeah.
I was too embarrassed at that point.
Yeah.
So I went with it. And then I heard from him. And he invited me to this like social event. And then he invited me to this little film project he was working on. And every time, all of these, hey everyone, this is my friend Andy.
Right. You becoming Andy.
And then I met a couple people at these various events. So this was I don't know, 6-7 years ago. To this day, there's about 9 people in my life who think my name is Andy.
So you're coming out right now as Ian? Well, I think that's out of the bag already.
He knows. But even still, he'll come over and he'll call me Andy. It's like, I can't not call you
Oh,
that.
you guys are still friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're an Andy.
Yeah, I'm an Andy. Yeah. It's so embarrassing.
It doesn't strike me as that bad. You got a pseudonym. It got a little far, but like you could have just played it off like, oh, it's my stage name, Andy.
Well, mainly because it wasn't a stage name though. It was like I did it one time.
Now you're
ever.
Andy.
And I've been Andy for like 8 years.
It's kind of interesting how these one evening though can have such a long-standing. How much
effect.
can happen from one evening? Look how many people you met. That Andy met.
It's a butterfly effect, Andy, right there.
It's an Andy fly
Butterfly
effect.
Andy.
Butterfly Andy. Well, thank you for sharing that, Ian.
you.
We love it.
Thank you.
You want to share the writing story? I feel like people are going to want to know what's the writing story.
I think I've told that before.
It was a while ago. I think there's plenty of people who haven't heard it.
It was a long time ago that he told that story.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll speed run it. So the last time I ever did stand up ever, I was trying to do some stupid ass like Andy Kaufman thing I thought was clever. I don't know, it wasn't that good. But the concept was that when you're giving a speech, sometimes people write little reminders on their palm or something. So in case they forget their lines, they'll kind of like look at the palm to remember. So what I did was I came up with this long bit that was like pages worth. And the joke was that I was going to go up and act like I was forgetting my routine and then kind of look at my hand to remind myself. And then it gets bigger and bigger. And I have to like roll my sleeves and it would be covered in writing of my joke as a reminder. And it would be all over my body.
You would take your shirt off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it would end where I start to like unbutton my pants and then I go, it's not even that funny. And I walk off. So that was my genius idea.
It's not a bad idea.
pretty funny.
We all agree it's not a bad idea. Yeah.
So anyways, before the show, I went and I got a marker and I wrote this like novel of information all over my body. And then I put my shirt on and I went to this open mic and it was really hot. in there, like stupid hot. And the ceilings, it was like 7-foot tall ceilings, and everyone was crammed in. And I was in the back waiting for my turn, and I was going like, oh my God. And I looked to the guy next to me. I'm like, it's kind of hot in here, right? He's like, it's all right. You know, it is. And I started kind of getting a little worried, and I went into the bathroom to kind of calm my nerves and make sure everything was good. And I unbuttoned my shirt, and my whole body was just blue, like Blue Man Group. All of the ink had just melted. And I'm like, I'm in there and I'm grabbing tissues and I'm like scrubbing. The trash can is just overflowing, like someone murdered a Smurf in there or something. Just like blue covered paper towels. And then I heard my name and I just ran out.
Oh, you left. You didn't even do it.
I should have told that story.
Yeah, because that's really funny.
I agree. Or you could have just rolled with it and like integrated into the bit that like you take off your shirt and like, oh God, look what
just start
happened.
sweating and like being like, oh, I'm bombing, eh, folks?
I know, I panicked.
But that's amazing. You just bounced and you never performed again.
Went out on a high note.
Yeah. That was the end of his stand-up career, folks.
By the way, I always encourage Ian. I think he's very funny that he should do stand-up.
Yeah.
But, those days are behind him. He said, according to him, but I encourage him. I said, write some material. Come out here. Come out here and do a routine.
No. I like behind the scenes.
That story really hit
darkness.
Ian home because we get like after that, he's just like he doesn't want to leave the darkness.
I know. I'm in the Shadow Realm now.
Damn.
Shadow Realm Andy.
We just have Zach left, right?
No, I haven't given
And
mine
Love,
yet.
if Love has one.
Oh, let's go do Love because we always accidentally skip poor Love. You got one, Love bot?
I don't know. I didn't put that much time into thinking about this. For some reason, I've just like blocked out all the really awkward moments in my life, I think.
Sure.
But there's this one thing that came up. Two. I can tell two short ones. So, in school, I was always the one that like couldn't stop laughing. I always laughed at shit.
What the fuck? We just had the laughing contest, and you said nothing makes you laugh.
Well, yeah, but when you're with friends and stuff. And,
when you're with friends.
When you're with
in
people that
school.
are actually funny.
Right.
Yeah, unlike here.
Bro, I'm sitting over here in Sweden in a dark room.
Right.
Well, anyways, so this teacher, for some reason, was talking about like some really brutal shit that had happened to him, and
You just reminded me of the
friends-
worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Worst story ever. Sorry, go
Like,
ahead.
So like death stuff, and me and my friend just for some reason just lock eyes, and we like no, don't do it, dude. And we just like start smiling at each other. And it just evolves. I'm sure, like a lot of people had a similar experience, but this was so inappropriate. He was talking about some really, really dark shit that had happened with his family or his dad or something.
Oh no!
Stuff. Yeah, and we just like literally start laughing, and we have to leave the classroom because we're just dying, and we couldn't go back in. We had all our stuff in there. We couldn't go back in, so we just stayed. Outside the classroom for the rest of the session.
Did you guys ever debrief it with the teacher or explain, or was it just ignored?
No.
Yeah.
We just hoped they had forget the next week, and just because it was so short, I have this other story. In my school, always the first thing the teacher does when they come into the classroom is they put in their PC into the projector, so it like shares the screen. And for some reason, this teacher had Facebook notifications.
Uh-oh.
And he left the classroom, and a bunch of weird stuff started coming in from his notifications. That
Weird like
led
what?
us, well, like cheating stuff, like weird stuff from a girl that we know is not his wife's name.
Interesting. So he was getting like sexual kind
Not
of
sexual, but like
flirty,
weirdly intimate stuff.
Okay, intimate messages from a woman who's not his wife.
Yeah, we even checked up what
Okay.
his wife's name was.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
And yeah, it just started a huge rumor that it was he was cheating on his wife, which was a bit funny.
Vin.
We never
Was it with
confirmed
Vin
it. We
Diesel?
can't really confront him at all.
Poor guy. It's probably his sister or something.
Yeah.
Then y'all just fucked him over.
Anyways, yeah.
That actually reminds me of a story. I used to be really good friends with this guy in high school, and we had kind of the same dynamic where you would catch eye and just start laughing at the worst moment. Like, for example, we both worked for this gardener who was a really devout Jehovah's Witness. And he started I started the conversation. I was curious, and so this is why it makes it so fucked up. I was asking, so what's the deal with your faith? Because his whole life's about his faith and everything. And he starts talking about really serious stuff. And we look at each other and start laughing. I asked him and I start fucking laughing at him. And he goes, yeah, it does sound kind of goofy. But that's just to set the stage.
Okay.
So I was a poetry. This is honestly so fucked up, you guys. And I'm going to tell this story. It wasn't funny. It was horrible. I didn't want this to happen, and I feel so bad. So please don't think ill of me. But we were both poetry. We were both poetry majors, writers, and we had a mutual friend who was a girl that we were all friends with. And she's like, I've been writing poetry. Do you guys want to hear it? She kept trying to read us her poetry, and we're like, cool, let's hear it. So we go to a room. It's a small room. It's just the three of us in this room. And she starts reading this poem. We didn't know what to expect. She starts reading this. It's very intimate, very vulnerable about her being assaulted. Something really vulnerable, right? And emotional. Powerful, beautiful poem. About her being essayed or something. That's what the sense was. It's something horrible, right? That left this huge impact on her. And it's something about, there's an inverse formula for how inappropriate it is to laugh that makes it irresistible.
Sure. Yeah.
And so for just no good reason, I catch eyes with Kareem, my friend, and
Oh, no.
Well, just for a small smile creep up on one of our faces, just knowing, just because we were both thinking the same thing, it's so fucked up if we laugh. Don't laugh, don't laugh. And we kept looking at each other. And then we're just in a room, the three of us, she's reading this heartbreaking poem. And we're sitting there trying not to laugh. It's so fucked up, you guys. And in my mind, it was so painful. I so didn't want to laugh. It was so painful. And I wanted to just stop so badly. And she was pretending like she didn't notice, but obviously she did, because it was and she just kept reading the whole thing. And we were just stifling laughter. It was just the two of us and her in a room, and we were fucking laughing at her. It's so fucked up. But it wasn't it wasn't laughter of joy. It was pain. It was just self-loathing laughter. I couldn't help myself.
Yeah.
It was just so painful, you guys.
Oh, God.
I'm so sorry to her. I'm so sorry to her.
That makes me think of my grandma's funeral. Me and my cousins were all kicked out by my dad.
Bro.
Real fast. My cousin came in late, and he sits next to me. And in Islamic funerals, you sit up. All the men and women in the family sit up at front on each side. My cousin turns to me and say, "What did I miss?" Because he came in late. And I said, "Turns out she's not dead." And then it just started. It started a chain reaction that got us all kicked out by my father because we were sitting in front and could not stop laughing.
You can't ask, what did I miss at a funeral?
That's weird. He set you up so well for that. I thought you were going to say she died. And what did you miss? Oh, she died. But yeah, she didn't die works too. Oh, that's so fucking funny. Jesus.
Your dad must have been pissed.
No, yeah, big time. Big time.
Oops.
Zachy, did you go?
No, but I thought of a story.
All right, let's hear it. Does it involve you shitting on someone's lawn?
No. Which I'm not cringing at. I'm still very proud of that.
Yes, I don't know why, but we love you for that.
You know, I'm known as a very cringe person, and you know, a lot of things I do, I just do. I don't find them cringy. This
Joker
story, the Joker brain, yes,
Joker brain.
which in itself is cringe to a lot of people, but whatever.
No, it's cool.
Yeah, it is. This story makes me cringe. So this says a lot.
Okay.
So I was about 15, and I had a horrible case of swamp ass. Now, if you've ever had that, it's a horrible thing. It's very.
What is swamp ass, Zach?
It's like, you know.
Find your term.
Yeah.
You know, you had a long day of like diarrhea or whatever, and your asshole is just raw, and your cheeks are red, and you know, what have you.
I thought swamp ass was just sweaty ass, but this is, you're talking about you've had
there was
a traumatic kind of experience at your ass.
There was sweat involved, yes.
Yeah,
it was a full whammy.
Okay.
So I had this, and the same night we were going to an event. It was one of my dad's clients, and I needed something for pain relief. So I put this product on like a Vaseline, but it's called Rosebud, and it helped with the chafing. And stuff.
Rosebud?
Yeah, it helped with the chafing, and I caked this shit on like so.
Finger
much.
right on your butthole?
Yeah.
So you went to the bathroom and just put it right on in your ass?
This was before we were leaving.
Oh, okay,
event.
okay.
Yeah. You know, on the cheeks, all that.
Yep.
And you know, it was during summer, so it was a hot night.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we go to the event, and the guy's like, "Hey, like, you want to go for a ride in my new Ferrari?" And it's this beautiful 458 Ferrari, gorgeous. And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So we go in. I'm in the car. I'm sitting there, and you know, like Ian's story, it was hot. And I
like Ian's story, it was hot.
It was hot, yeah.
Interesting.
And I feel this like squish as I'm sitting in the car as we're riding around, and
yeah.
I'm like, "What is that?" Totally forgot that I put the Rosebud on.
Rosebud.
And I'm wearing shorts, and I get up out of the car, and I see on the seat the whole where you sit is just covered in this grease.
Oh no, dude!
And just Rosebud, and I'm horrified.
Oh.
Thank God when we got out of the car, the dude didn't see it.
But he knew.
Not at the moment.
No, but he later.
I'm sure later on he knew. I never heard
snail trail
You know,
that
he
you
must
left
have
all
been
over
like,
my fucking
"What
seat.
is wrong with this kid? He left
brand
goo behind
new
him."
fucking Ferrari.
Holy shit!
So I still cringe at that.
Probably stunk too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So he must have thought you were like the most vile kid he's ever met. This kid left a stinky grease trail on my brand new car, man. That's awesome.
That horrifies me. I've never heard a word from him or my dad about it.
Did it look? Was it like just? Did it look like your ass and legs, or was it just grease everywhere?
It was grease everywhere,
Wow.
all over.
Dude, what?
Brand new fucking Ferrari.
So the back of your pants must have been all wet and greasy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude.
Also, there's another layer to this, but maybe there's multiple Rosebud creams or something. I was just curious because I never heard of this brand before, so I just Googled Rosebud cream, and the first result is an organic vulvar and vaginal skincare.
Is that what you use?
That's not it. No.
Are you sure?
150%.
Okay, it does look like they have some other products.
Right.
That's just the first thing that comes up on Google when you
This
search
is
Rosebud.
this is like a Vaseline, like a lip balm, but you use it for like.
Okay. I was wondering if
that'd be fucking funny though.
Yeah.
But yeah, that story makes me cringe.
Yeah,
that's bad.
Yeah.
I'm glad that makes you cringe. I would question your sanity if that didn't make you cringe.
So that's my story.
Okay.
God, you must have used a lot of that product.
Oh, I caked it on.
Because this is what I'm seeing, and I don't know exactly what it was, but like I'm just thinking you'd have to use a lot of Vaseline to get that.
I was hurting that day, dude.
Man.
Like, it was bad.
Rosebud salve.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Okay.
it.
Is that the stuff?
That's
Okay.
it, yeah.
Let's see what this is. Smith's Rosebud salve. A trade secret blend of essential oils, cottonseed oil, and a special petroleum base.
It seeped through
Rosebud
my...
perfumes. So it must have had a nice rosy, shitty
That's exactly...
scent.
It seeped through my underwear. It seeped through the shorts.
What
I mean,
the
it
fuck?
was just horrifying. Horrifying.
Zach, you got the best stories, buddy. I mean, that with the shitting on the grass is just...
Which that doesn't...
best.
I don't cringe at that. I'm very proud of that story.
Why are you proud of shitting on someone's grass? It's
How many
just not
people?
human.
How many people can say they did that?
A lot, like homeless people, like every homeless person. I don't know.
But when you're in a predicament, when you're on your way to somewhere and your stomach is dropping and you can't hold it, what are you gonna do? You can't hold it.
I would rather shit my pants than drop trout and shit on some
But
pedestrian's
if you remember
grass.
in my story, I tried shitting my pants in the car. My body.
Well, why'd you have to do it on the grass? Do it in the gutter or something.
It was the only place I found. I hopped off the freeway and I'm like, I gotta go now.
Glad you can live with yourself.
You gotta go. You gotta go. I suppose.
Yeah.
So we've heard from everybody. AB,
Indeed.
I guess technically you haven't
Yeah,
shared
sorry.
yours.
I mean, the only reason I still want to share is because I really had to dig deep for it.
Okay.
So, some context. In my hometown, a lot of the dudes are really buff. Like, they're really big dudes. The best way I could describe it quickly is like, it's like the Arab version of like Guido's in Jersey Shore. Like, yeah. And
Ethan Bradbury type of thing?
no, like big, buff dudes.
Okay, like super jacked.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so one night, me and a bunch of my coworkers were all really close, and some of my friends went to the club. And I had one friend who I was really close with. She was like, we were really close, but she was a little bit older than me. She was kind of like my wing girl. She was really cool, but she was really pretty. And she was talking to some dude at the time. And so her friends left, and she asked if we could take her home at the end of the night, me and my friend Firas. And so she was talking to some new guy, and she was going to his place. And so we're driving him there. These are back in my days when I was still drinking. So I was really drunk, and I was in the back seat of my friend's Mustang. Firas is in front, and then my girlfriend in front. My friend who's a girl. And so she calls the guy that she's talking to at the time, and this guy is like screaming at her, like, "What the fuck are you?" Like going nuts, like at her, like, "I've been fucking," and I'm like, "Bro, what's wrong with this guy?" And so I'm a little fucked up. Give me the phone. Give me the phone. I was like passed out in the back. Prior to this,
You're drunk.
yes, I take the phone, and right before I start talking, she goes, No. He goes to Lava, which is the restaurant that we work at, so he might recognize me. So I was like, I'll change my voice. My drunk self, for whatever reason, like I guess I was thinking a lot of people in my hometown don't know pop culture that well, so I start imitating the Emperor from Star Wars. And so,
Like, give me an example of what that might have sounded like.
so I was like, why are you talking to her like that? And he goes, what? He goes, who the fuck is this? I go,
Emperor? That's
yeah,
your go-to,
I
man?
don't know. I go, don't worry about it. He's like, who the fuck is it? He starts getting like really mad, screaming at me. I go, don't worry about it. And then he goes, who? He goes, who? Like screaming at me, and I go, I am the Senate. Everyone in this car starts cracking up, and then she starts and then she's laughing, and then he starts flipping out, and he goes, what are you guys, high? And he's like, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you, and I go, good, give in to your hate, and I just keep going with it, and he keeps kidding, and I'm cracking up, we're all laughing, I'm not thinking anything, and then we start to get closer, and I see he has a green Lamborghini. And then it clicks to me who this guy is. This guy looks just like an Arab version of The Rock.
He's rich? He's got a Lambo?
He got the Lambo. He's like 6'4", and he's just cock diesel.
He's obviously jacked up on roids or something.
He's huge.
Super angry.
And then I look, and he's standing outside waiting for us to roll up. And I'm telling my friend Firas, I'm like, fucking go. Take her to one of our friends' house. And my friend Firas, who's also a tough guy, he goes, AB, fuck this guy. We could take him. I'm like, no, I can't take him. Go. He goes, AB, stop being a bitch. I'm just saying, no. We get close, and he starts walking up to the car, and like, my friend Firas, for whatever reason, thinks we could take him.
How big's your buddy?
He's shorter than me, and he's like, he's kind of, big, but he's like 5'7". He's short king.
Short king, yeah.
And so for whatever reason, in my drunk Palpatine rage, I reach through the seats, and I grab my friend's nipples, and I give him a titty twister, and I scream, "Go!" as I'm squeezing his tits, and that worked, and he just gunned it, and then we dropped her off at her friend's house, and yeah, that was the story. I recognized the guy, and we're cool now, but I was just very embarrassed by that, squeezing my friend's tits and saying "go," because he's not the type to roll with that. So
was he angry at the tit maneuver?
At first he's like, "Aby, what the fuck was that?" And then he's like, I'm like, "Sorry, dude. We definitely couldn't have taken him." Then he goes, we kept driving. He goes, "AB, like, it's like 10 minutes later. AB, I can't believe you really just squeezed my tits like that." He's like, "I don't know how to feel about that." And I was like, "Yeah, bro. I was desperate at the time. We just had a gun in."
A titty twister.
Double titty twister.
Man. And did you guys ever talk about it after the? I can't believe you did that. Or,
Every chance these two had, my friend in the car, both my friends in the car, told the story of me giving a titty twister as I was afraid of getting my ass beat by the Arab Rock.
Fantastic.
That's what he was about to say to me.
Yeah, titty twister. I mean, I got a titty twister once from one of the guys at water polo, like one of the older guys, and I felt so violated. And I didn't even know this guy.
Yeah.
And first of all, it's extremely painful and very humiliating. And I was like, I'm gonna fucking kill this guy. Like, I was so upset. And I was like, I can't believe you did that to me. I'm gonna fucking kill him. I was ready to kill him. I was plotting. I was just so, I couldn't believe that happened. So yeah, the titty twister is definitely, I don't know. I've had it once, and it left a big impact on me.
Titties.
I don't think he ever talked to me again because I was like, I think I looked like I was in a murderous rage. He was way bigger than me, so I wasn't gonna fight him or something. That wasn't on the table.
He was probably expecting you to just laugh it off or whatever, and the fact that you got pissed.
I was like, I'm plotting your death right now in my head.
Yeah, someone gave me a very painful titty twister in middle school, and they're like, "Name 5 cereals," and I was in so much, and I couldn't think, and I'm like, "Oreos, Chips Ahoy." He's like, "Cereals," while he's like twisting my whole nip. Yeah.
I don't miss that about being a kid, that like a big part of it was just hurting each other.
Yeah.
Like thinking that was funny. You know what I mean? Like there was a lot of that going on growing up.
Some kid gave me a 5-star one time in 4th grade.
What's a 5-star?
It's just like you take your hand and you just slap someone on the back as hard as you can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
like little names for things.
Yeah, cute.
Little cute names for. Dude, I knew a guy, or I actually didn't know him, but it was just somebody in my class who. Do you remember kids used to do this sometimes, where you go up behind somebody and with your knee you'd hit the back of their knee so their leg. So somebody did that to this guy in my high school, and without realizing, the person that he did it to had recently had something wrong with his leg or something, and he fucking blew out his kneecap, and the guy collapsed and ended up having an ambulance come. But it thinking back, it's just like
kids are
such little assholes.
They're lunatics.
Yeah,
here's one from middle school. I was involved because I was friends with the kid doing it, and I knew the kid he was doing it too. He goes, "Wouldn't it be funny if I peed in a Coke bottle, and gave it to him, and he drank it?" And we were all like, "I guess."
Yeah, it'd be funny.
So he took half a Coke bottle, went in the bathroom, pissed in the bottle, gave it to him. And then what's weird is he took the bottle and Who just takes a Coke bottle from someone they don't know that well and then drinks it? He drank his piss. And then the police came. It turned into a whole thing. And they called on us to testify.
What?
It was
Holy
like turned into
shit.
this whole crazy thing. And I'm like, what is
Kids do nasty ass shit
yeah,
like that,
school's
man.
wild.
That
You guys know what?
that happened at
You guys
my.
know-
Sorry, go ahead, love.
Yeah, I'm delayed. My bad. Do you guys know about anything that's called Buddha?
Buddha?
It's a similar like thing you do to people. Or
A Buddha?
For some reason, the kids did to each other
What
when
is
I
it?
was young. Yeah, so basically you go like this, and you go from behind. You just shove your hand up the ass and fucking spread it.
Oh, I think
Oh,
that's a
it's a
new
weird-
one. I see
Yeah.
kids on TikTok doing that, I think, sometimes.
That's like, people did that to me when I was a kid, like friends and shit.
We don't like
That's seriously like a violation.
Yeah, it seems
yeah.
like straight up, like almost borderline R word.
Yeah, there was a similar thing growing up. What do they call it? It's like elephant something or other. And somebody come up behind you and grab you by the shoulders and put their knee
Oh.
into your ass like really hard
Yeah, we used
and
to
make
do
like an elephant sound. You know what I mean?
We used to do one when I was a kid called Ropey Ropey, where you would put them in your trunk, sedate them with a drug, tie their arms and legs up in a
Right.
rope,
Yeah.
keep them in your dungeon, and then perform unspeakable acts on them for a week.
Right. Yeah.
It's called the Ropey Ropey.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then
one
you
too.
let 'em go
I
like
used to
nothing
do that
happened.
one all the time.
Yeah, Ropey
It was-
Ropey.
It's hilarious.
Ethan, your story reminded me of the piss in the Coke bottle. Some kid did that at my high school, except it was with his load.
That's sick.
He
kids
shot
are
his
fucked,
load
dude.
into a Snapple. He ended up getting expelled.
Snapple?
Yeah, he ended up getting expelled.
Bro.
Oh,
That's
brother.
disgusting.
So did
Jesus.
someone drink the Snapple?
Yeah, he drank the whole fucking thing, and then he's like, I came in the Snapple, and like,
Oh, my
See, now that,
goodness.
that's cummy right there. That tastes cummy.
Yep. Cummy, that is literally cummy, for sure.
I think that's the most fucked up thing ever.
Yes.
Kids are wild, man.
Pretty
well,
gross.
actually, I have to wrap it up. How we doing? How we doing on time here?
We do need to wrap it up. We're almost at 2 hours.
Fantastic.
I'm sorry. We do have one more submission from Cameron.
Oh, Cameron, come share your story.
He linked an.
We have time. Yeah, of course, we got time for you.
Stand up, Cam.
Here's a
Stand up.
You want me to pull this picture up of you in high school?
Yeah.
Holy shit, Cameron, this is you in high school?
Yeah, I'm not as gifted as a storyteller as all you guys are. So
Bro,
I
look
figure,
at those bracelets.
A picture is worth 1,000 cringe stories, and there's a few.
Have you ever posted this to
pictures here.
Blunder Years, the subreddit Blunder Years?
Never heard of it, but I should check it out.
Okay, you gotta post this photo to Blunder Years.
Well, keep looking. It gets worse.
Well,
actually,
hold
that
on,
one's
I'm still
bad,
enjoying
but-
this one.
Yeah, we're taking
well.
all of this in.
So you have a communist shirt on.
Yep, I was a bit of a. I don't know anything about Marxist theory really. I just I don't know. I was
For the people.
yeah, I
you're
was
an
a
edgelord.
man,
Man
of the people. Clearly, I was most popular in high school.
Yes.
With this kind of attire.
Dude, those bracelets. What was your theory on all the bracelets?
I like the way they look, and I still wear some bracelets to this day, but not that many. And there's also, if you look very closely, there's also a fish sweatband there from the band Fish.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh, big
That's
fish,
cool.
big fish
Yeah,
energy
uh,
coming off of this.
Yeah. And
Big
then,
fish.
So we have the
you know,
oh
just
my
your
God.
average Reddit
Bro.
user here.
Wait, I have a cringe story with the creator of. I have a cringe story with the guy who created Adventure Time.
Oh, Pendleton Ward?
Yes.
Uh-oh. I would love to hear that. I'm a big stan.
You might want to. We might have to save it for next time.
Next time,
A little
okay.
teaser for next time because we really are pretty
This
much out
is
of time.
one
here.
that I think back on in terror and shame.
Oh, I would. Oh, yeah, that is good. That is a good cliffhanger. I'd love to hear it.
Yeah.
For the next one.
Next week. I could
Look at
tell
that
from-
1,000 miles.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Oh my God.
Those bracelets remind me of Prank Invasion.
Wait.
What'd you
Those
say?
bracelets remind me of Prank Invasion.
Oh yeah, clearly I made out with a lot of girls with that.
Yeah.
How was your circulation not cut off?
You look so different. I mean, look, your skin looks beautiful.
Oh,
You've
yeah.
grown. I mean, you look so different.
What are you trying to say? What's wrong with this photo? Huh? My skin's not beautiful here. It's like a Jackson Pollock painting.
I'm just saying you've blossomed into a fine young
Is that
man.
a glow up,
Yeah,
as they say?
A glow up.
A glow up.
Little bit.
Yeah, you've had a glow up.
Major
And the
glow
last
up.
photo is my Rosie O'Donnell face.
Although Bob Dylan
That's a
shirt's
cool Bob Dylan shirt.
I got that at the Bob Dylan show. He was a horrible.
Here you
horrible
look good.
live act.
You look good here.
That's my Rosie O'Donnell.
Rosie O'Donnell.
No, you look fine here. You look fine.
I still wear that flannel from time to time, too.
Oh my God! Now that's
wow.
amazing. You can fit in clothes from high school.
Well,
That's
yeah.
something I can never do.
I wouldn't
Right.
say fit in great, but sorry to, yeah.
This is fine. You look great here. I'm not going to hate on this poor
Okay,
little
well,
kid.
I am. But, thanks for giving me the opportunity to share these. Have a great day, everybody.
But you should definitely
Thank you,
submit this to
thank you.
Blunder Years. I think people would love this photo on top
Sure.
specifically.
Yeah, that's prime target. Well, let's analyze this real quick. Okay, we got
The Guy Fawkes mask.
Guy Fawkes
Yep.
mask, Green Lantern shirt.
A lot of Xbox 360 games there.
Yeah, what's the? Is that a Tibetan flag?
That is a flag of Tibet, yeah.
Okay.
I
Okay,
like to
free-
revoke.
Make up your mind. Are
Free
you
Tibet.
communist or are you free Tibet?
Free Tibet all the way.
Okay,
you,
free
got- you
Tibet.
can't be both.
Yeah. I'm
We
free
got
Tibet
some
all the way.
Xbox games and
Anonymous.
Bob Marley.
a Bob Marley banner.
Yep.
Doesn't even look like a poster. It's like a banner.
It is a banner, yeah.
That's
Cameron,
sick.
don't take this the wrong way, but in this specific photo, you kind of look like a young James Charles.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
I don't see it. Oh,
no.
no! I don't
Yeah.
see it. I don't see it.
I'm desperate.
That does resonate. I'm desperate energy, that photo right there.
Yeah, really sad.
Yeah. Well,
Really sad.
I'm really sad.
Yeah, really sad.
All right. Remind me to tell the Adventure Time.
Okay, I'll put a
story,
note in the
'cause
doc. But yeah, we are past the 2-hour threshold now, so we should wrap it up.
He asked me for a photo because I was with Justin Roiland at some kind of event. Oh, I was at the Simpsons.
telling the story.
Yeah, but he was a fan of mine. He wanted a photo, and something happened that I think made him never want to know me.
Oh, got it. You're leaving a little. Okay, I like
Yeah,
this.
a
A little
teaser.
cliffhanger there.
Till next time.
Yeah. I don't.